Like smooth passage through Taylor's hairpin, and then the charge up the hill. Peter Hickman's leapt up to 8th place. Here comes O'Halloran, who's 2 places ahead of him at the moment, and he jumps to 2nd, 52.5 seconds for the Australian. It's all happening. Andrew Irwin behind him goes 2nd. Christian Inn goes 3rd. O'Halloran is immediately nudged back to 4th. This could end up absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, it's changing all the time. It's exactly what you'd expect. The fastest laps are always going to be towards the end when you've learned your way around when it's like this.
There's no rain falling at the moment, so the conditions certainly aren't going to get any damper.
Could they get any damper? Not much.
And again, O'Halloran puts that foot out, heavy braking into the hairpin, and gets a smooth line, and the critical exit up the hill. His fastest lap so far is 52.550 as he crosses the line now. O'Halloran goes 2nd, 52.356. So Jason O'Halloran now in 2nd place. The Osho from Wollongong behind Andy Irwin, who's got on a 51.94. So Andy Irwin, there's his teammate Xavi Forrest. Irwin's just gone ahead of him. Number 28, Bradley Ray, might be advised to let the Spaniard through and then tag on to him. Redding and Bridewell absolutely locked together on the 2 rival Ducatis here. Bridewell going round the outside at Hizzies and forcing Redding aside to go through the hairpin. Both of these guys need to improve. Bridewell's in 13th place at the moment. The championship leader storms over the line. He remains in 13th place. He goes past number 5, Dean Harrison, winner of the senior TT so dramatically a couple of weeks ago. Dino in 26th place on the Silicone Engineering Kawasaki, nudged aside by Scott Redding. Redding currently 15th. FS3 Kawasaki's looking like a deep breath there. Big Dave and the boys taking in the garage. Glenn Irwin's moved up to 20th place. Josh Brooks is still isolated in about 18th, but at least he's out to try and do something about it. Andrew Irwin, you know he's brave, James.
Oh,
this is quite impressive, isn't it?
Absolutely is he brave. Yeah.
The back end, he's picking up completely.
Hey, listen, you cannot do it just on being brave and sticking your neck out. You won't last that long. He's obviously got a fair amount of skill in these conditions as well.
So Irwin screams across the line now. 51.794, another improvement, gives him about just over 0.2 of a second over 2nd place man, his teammate Xavier Forrest. So right now a Honda Fireblade 1-2 with Danny Buchan having suddenly punched his way up to 3rd place. So O'Halloran is now on the 2nd row of the grid with Iden and Stapleford, who's doing well on the build-based Suzuki. Here's number 25, Josh Brooks. Can Brooks improve on 53.896? No, he can't. He remains in 19th place behind Claudio Corti and Brad Ray. You always feel that Brooks has got something in the bag, James, that he could just drag it out in the last 10 minutes here.
What, for a laugh?
A laugh or a laugh?
I think that's because you see Josh as definitely having the skill and the speed and the experience. So if you know that if he can put it all together in any condition, you know he's going to be really quick. This is Farmer.
And the fastest Ducati at the moment in 8th place is Tommy Bridewell. As we check out Keith Farmer once again, he was on provisional pole for a fair while. The Tyco BMW currently in 5th place. And he stays there. His fastest lap so far, 52.19. With just over 10 minutes to go then of this session. And it's been, at the moment, as you can see, O'Halloran, Ellison, Hickman and Mossier in the pits. Outside that top 20, we've got Glenn Irwin in 21st place, Josh Elliott in 22nd.
Yeah, Farmer looking to push on and get past Brooks. And I think...
Oh, that's a little... The Tyco BMW shakes its head, but I don't think that's going to bother the boy.
No.
And he outbreaks the Australian then into the hairpin. And then we'd have a straight run up the hill. Oh, he gets a lovely exit.
Yeah, he did. Really nice, really smooth. Got it going quite early.
Into the first turn then, and that is Keith Farmer fastest, 51.692. 51.692. He goes ahead by less than 1/10 of a second. In fact, 3/4 of a tenth of a second of his fellow Irishman, Andy Irwin. And just a quick word with our football enthusiasts out there. If you're expecting to see the Africa Cup of Nations, please will you tune over to Eurosport 1. Eurosport 1 for the Africa Cup of Nations. Meantime, this qualifying session approaches its climax here at Knockhill, the Bennets British Superbike Championship. Xavi Forrest on pole position. Farmer again, he's nudged out Keith Farmer. Andy Irwin in third, Iden fourth. This bunch, FS3 Kawasaki in fifth with Danny Buck and Taron McKenzie in sixth place. Bradley Raceman improved to 15th place. McKenzie moves up to sixth ahead of Stapleford, O'Halloran and Bridewell. Linfoot in 10th. This is Brad Ray, who didn't, I must admit, was the least relaxed looking lad in the pit lane before this session took off.
But I think generally he's not that. I mean, things haven't gone his way this season as yet, so he's going to look pressured a little bit.
He pops up to 13th place with a 52.8. Here's Claudio Corti on the WD-40 Kawasaki, and at the moment Claudio Corti is 16th place.
Yeah.
Glenn Irwin's edged up to 21st place. Actually, where's his teammate, Ben Curry? Ben Curry has now dropped to... Oh, no, he's not. He's just popped up to 9th. So, fastest lap so far for Ben Curry has nudged him up. And Josh Brooks, unusually, back in the pits again. So, he's obviously troubled by something, James. Things aren't just what he wants.
No, there's something not quite working for him. He's seen it sliding. He was gesturing there that he's opening the throttle and then sort of kicking his hand out like the rear's breaking loose. And you'd expect that a little bit in these conditions anyway. Using the airline, blow all the standing water off the tyre, the majority of it, and then putting the tyre warmers on.
Here's former British Super Sport Championship runner-up Ben Curry. Oh, no, he's not. He takes a look over his shoulder, so he's obviously going to run wide here, James, and propel himself into a potential fast lap. At the moment, Curry, who was had a good position early on, is in 9th place.
Yeah, I think he was thinking who is around him. That's number 23, David Allingham. Allingham was down in 24th. And I think that Curry was trying to set something up there, so he had a little bit of room, and he's kind of failed because he's been held up already by
immediately
David.
Hooked up behind Allingham.
And there's no way through. That's almost a one line until you're out of this corner. Maybe have a little bit of a look up the inside into Clark's.
But it's going to put him offline a little, isn't it, into Clark's? He does go through, but it's a risky little number.
It is, and the lap's ruined anyway as far as an ultimate good time, because he's been held up all down, kind of from Duffus Dip, really.
Glenn Irwin has just improved 1 place to 20th at the expense of Matt Truelove.
Glenn Irwin really struggling, and in the dry and in the wet, and I don't really know what that is about, because we know how fast he is.
Curry, of course, remains in 9th place after that early balking by this man, EHA Racing's David Allingham, who, of course, had very limited time on a superbike, especially in these kind of conditions. Josh Elliott, a race winner all that time back in Silverstone on bike number 10, the OMG Racing Suzuki. Across the line.
Yep, 23rd for Josh, not faring too well in these conditions. Number 4 is Dan Linfoot.
Linfoot's Sam Coventry down in 25th place. Linfoot has just been nudged out of the top 10. So Linfoot on that beautiful black and yellow Santander Salt Anvil Hire Yamaha. He's currently in 11th place, best time 52.4.
Yeah,
so only 9/10 off pole.
Yeah, Linfoot said he'd be really happy with the front 2 rows. Not quite there as yet. You'd expect him to be in these conditions, though.
So it's still Forrest, and we find him at the same first
That's
time.
Keith Farmer, and that's a sore one.
that looks a sore one.
He does, because he's a tough lad, there's no question.
Keith Farmer, who's potentially second on the grid, and that really doesn't look great. Where had he gone down? We can't tell. And I think it's at the Scotsman he's gone down.
Yeah, that's down at the bottom of the hill. That's just at the bottom of Duffus Dip, I think.
Yes, and there's not much run off there, James. If he's gone off quick.
Well, that's going to be. I'll tell you what. If they're using in these conditions, if they're using a scoop like that, let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's Butcher's. That's just before the chicane. That's a really fast one.
And the bike seemed to land on him, James. That looked nasty.
Yeah, it did. And I think what we got 4 minutes left. It's unusual for them not to need medical staff there when they're putting him on to a scoop like that. So I'm assuming he's telling him he's not that bad. At least he must be showing not. Well, they're getting him out of the way. And
that's the first spill we've had with just over 4 minutes of this session left. It's been remarkable how fall-free it's been, how accident-free it's been.
Yeah.
So Buchan's coming in, and that could be it for him, could it not? Danny Buchan's currently third behind Forrest and Farmer. Of course, we will have to wait and see whether Keith Farmer can actually take part in the racing after that mishap. Taron McKenzie's raised himself to fourth ahead of Andy Irwin and Christian Idden. And now let's see what Matt Llewellyn has to say.
Rain's coming down again fairly heavy now, Jack.
Oh yeah, it's more drizzly, isn't it? Christian Idden is 6th, Luke Stapleford 7th, Jason O'Halloran 8th, Ben Curry 9th, Tommy Bridewell 10th. But the chances of these guys improving now, James, with the rain beginning to mizzle down, are probably pretty slim.
I think so. It's going on.
11th, Lynn Foot ahead of Mossy, Brad Ray, Ellison, Brooks 15th, Redding 16th. The two BYs of Ducatis together. Their title rival, Tommy Bridewell, in 10th. Claudio Corti in 17th. This is Glenn Irwin, who hasn't managed to put a time in yet that's really helped them out. He's still in 20th place, and the conditions are beginning to close in again round the Ulsterman as he sails up the straight.
Yeah, a lot of that spray off the wheels, but you can tell just how much rain's coming down. I'm looking out the window of the booth now, and it's really battering down, it is. And I think we've seen our best times from this session, unless there's somebody out there who's really struggled with something and feels they can go quicker even with the conditions that they are.
Well, there are one or two people going back out. Matt Trulove.
Yeah, 21st at the minute.
But with 2.5 minutes to go, it's just kind of one sighting lap and then put one in, isn't it, James? And in these conditions.
That's all it is, yeah.
So he comes out then and then stays wide to keep off the racing line.
Yeah, that's Dean Addison swinging through there on the Silicon Engineering Kawasaki.
So Matt Trulove, one of the Lincolnshire Truloves, goes out. Number 45 coming in is Scott Redding. Redding will be starting from 16th place or perhaps 15th if Keith Farmer is unable to make the race tomorrow. So Scott, well, he's done all he can really in these conditions, James.
Yeah. You don't have to be that far off it, because when you've got a circuit as short as Knockhill is, the times are always going to be fairly close.
Jason O'Halloran looking, he's done a 52.356. That was a 52.64 in these deteriorating conditions, which is pretty impressive stuff from the Wollongong man.
Yeah, it is. There's no fastest laps going in there by anybody, though, at the minute. I think this is going to be it with 1:23 left.
So it's beginning to look as if our settled grid position will have Javi Forrest on pole position for Honda, Keith Farmer potentially second, Danny Buchan in third, a second row of Mackenzie, Andy Irwin on the second Honda, and Christian Idden on the second Tyco BMW. Luke Stapleford's build base Suzuki in 7th, ahead of Jason O'Halloran and Ben Curry, and a fourth row of Tommy Bridewell, Dan Linfoot, Luke Mossy. And then, of course, big names like Brad Ray, James Ellison and Josh Brooks next up. Oh, hang on, someone's improved somewhere, and I can't see who. There was a change there. There was...
Not because they're down. No, I don't think so.
Okay, no, it looks like it stayed fairly much.
No green arrows there, Jack, and no green times of last lap. So
Brooks 15th, Redding 16th, 17th for 40, 18th Hickman, 19th Joe Francis, and 20th, and there's Bradley Ray, he's 13th, so he will head up at the moment, row 5. So really a bit of a rescue mission from that team. Was hoping there wouldn't be an outing, of course, because they'd qualified 6th in the dry,
yeah,
which was far and away their best of the season.
Yeah, which would have been a second row start had they gone from untimed qualifying.
Well, free practice.
Yeah, free practice. I mean, everything's timed.
Timed,
but
free practice.
Yeah,
So
everything's timed.
This is Xavi Forrest. There's number 25, Josh Brooks, having to accept the fact that he's qualified in 15th place. So hard work tomorrow for the man who won twice at Brands Hatch.
He's got work to do if he's going to get the 75 grand that's up for grabs this summer. He can't afford to be getting beat.
So Xavi Forrest from Valencia, who's had stints in 125 Grand Prix, Moto 2, several seasons in World Super Sport as a regular top 10 man, and of course the FIM CEV Repsol Championship, won the Stock Extreme Championship twice, and he's come into Superbikes and is adapting extremely well, and of course is currently one of those Showdown top 6 members in 6th place. Gets a warm round of applause from the Honda team as he goes in. He has put himself on pole position in very demanding conditions.
Yeah, and not only has he done all that you've said, but he's a thoroughly nice man.
And disappointment then for Scott Rennie, but still smiling gallantly. Giovanni there on the right-hand side, also trying to figure a few things out in that extremely highly qualified head. So let's check out the official results as they look. We were denied that climax to the session by the sudden deterioration in the weather. So this was settled 5 minutes from the end, really. The data tag extreme qualifying result puts Spaniard Xavi Forrest on pole position ahead of Tyco BMW's fallen Keith Farmer, the only accident of the whole session. Danny Buchan in 3rd for FS3 Racing Kawasaki. Row 2 would be Taron McKenzie, Andy Irwin and Christian Idden. Row 3, Luke Stapleford, Jason O'Halloran and Ben Curry. Row 4 for Tommy Bridewell alongside Dan Linfoot and Luke Mossey. Row 5, Bradley Ray, James Ellison and Josh Brooks. Row 6, Scott Redding, Claudio Corti and Peter Hickman. Row 7, Joe Francis, a great ride on the Lloyd and Jones Bowker Motorrad BMW ahead of Glenn Irwin and Matt Truelove. Then it's Allingham, Elliott, Hipwell,